The silence in our living room felt different that night. Not peaceful, heavy, like the air itself was holding its breath. Sarah sat across from me, her fingers wrapped around a mug of tea that had gone cold an hour ago. We'd just finished streaming some forgettable comedy, but neither of us had really been watching. I'd caught her staring at nothing at least a dozen times, her mind clearly somewhere else entirely. But before I tell you what happened next, make sure you're subscribed, because this story takes a turn you won't see coming. Everything all right? I finally asked, breaking the oppressive quiet. She flinched. Actually flinched at my voice, like I'd startled her out of deep thought. That's when I knew. Something fundamental had shifted between us, and I was the last person in the room to realize it. David, She set down the mug, and I watched her hands tremble. We need to talk. Those 4 words, the ones that signal the end of something. My pulse quickened, but I forced myself to stay calm, to wait for her to continue. Part of me wanted to stop her right there, to keep living in the comfortable ignorance of 5 minutes ago. But I couldn't. About what? My voice came out steadier than I felt. Sarah stood up, then sat back down, then stood again, like her body couldn't decide whether it wanted to flee or face this moment head-on. Finally, she remained standing, arms crossed defensively over her chest. I haven't been honest with you, she said, each word seeming to cost her something. For a while now, the room suddenly felt smaller, the walls closer. I could hear my own heartbeat pounding in my ears as I waited for the blow I knew was coming but couldn't yet name. How long is a while? I asked, already dreading the answer. 6 months. She couldn't look at me, her eyes fixed on the floor, on the coffee table, on the window, anywhere but my face. Maybe longer. I don't even know anymore. 6 months. Half a year of deception while I'd been walking around completely oblivious, thinking everything between us was fine. Better than fine, even. We'd celebrated our anniversary during those 6 months. We'd made plans for next summer. Sarah, what are you trying to tell me? I stood now, too, needing to be on equal footing for whatever was about to destroy us. She finally met my eyes, and what I saw there wasn't just guilt, it was grief. Like she was already mourning us, mourning what we'd been before this conversation. There's someone else. 3 words. Just 3 words, and my entire world tilted sideways. And what she said next made everything so much worse. His name is Alex. We met at the gym, the one I started going after work. She was speaking faster now, like if she could just get it all out quickly enough. It might hurt less. It didn't. At first, it was just talking, just friendly conversation. But then we started getting coffee afterward, and then... Stop. I held up my hand, not wanting to hear the details, the progression, the timeline of my betrayal. Just stop. But she couldn't stop. It was like a dam had broken, and now everything was flooding out. I tried to end it, multiple times. But he understood things about me. He listened when I talked about my problems at work, my frustrations, my dreams. He asked questions. He remembered details. Her voice cracked. When was the last time you asked me how my day was, and actually wanted to know the answer? The accusation hung between us, and despite everything, despite the affair she was confessing to, I felt a stab of guilt. Had I been distant? Had I stopped paying attention somewhere along the way? No, I pushed that thought away. This wasn't about me failing her. This was about her choosing to betray me instead of talking to me about whatever she was feeling. So this is my fault? The anger was rising now, hot and sharp in my throat. You cheated on me because I didn't ask the right questions? No. She was crying now, tears streaming down her face. No, David, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I felt invisible, like I was just part of the furniture in your life. Wake up, go to work, come home, watch TV, go to bed. Day after day after day. And when someone finally made me feel seen again, I grabbed onto it. You could have talked to me. I was shouting now, all the hurt and rage pouring out. You could have told me you were unhappy. We could have gone to counseling. We could have worked on it. We could have done anything except what you did. She nodded, sobbing. I know. You're right. I was a coward. I was selfish. I took the easy way out instead of doing the hard work of fixing us. But here's where it gets even more complicated. Are you in love with him? I had to know. If this was just physical, maybe we could find a way through it. But if she loved him, her hesitation told me everything before she spoke. I don't know, she whispered. I thought I was. But now, looking at you, seeing what I've done to you, I don't know what I feel anymore. Everything's so confused. I sank back onto the couch, my legs suddenly unable to hold me. This woman, who I'd planned to spend my life with, who I'd trusted completely, was standing in our living room telling me she might be in love with someone else. Did you sleep with him? The question came out hollow, mechanical. Yes. She didn't try to soften it or explain. Just that single word of confirmation. Something inside me broke then. Not dramatically, not with a loud crack, but quietly, like ice slowly melting. The foundation of everything I believed about us, about her, about our future, all just dissolved. How many times? David, please. How? Many times. I don't know. 20? 30? Does it matter? It did matter. Every single time mattered. Each one was another moment she chose him over me, another conscious decision to betray our vows, our life together. Where? My voice sounded foreign to my own ears. His apartment. Sometimes in his car. Once. She trailed off. Once what? Once here. You were out of town for that conference. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And that's when I knew there was no coming back from this. She'd brought him into our home, into our space, the place where we were supposed to be safe, where we built our life together. That sanctuary had been violated, and no amount of apology could cleanse it. Get out. My voice was quiet but firm. What? Get out of my sight. Go stay with your sister. Go stay with him. I don't care. But I can't look at you right now. David, please, can we talk about this? Can we figure out? Figure out what, Sarah? How to fix this? There's nothing to fix. You destroyed us. You chose to destroy us over and over again for 6 months. There's no putting that back together. She reached for me, and I stepped back, putting the coffee table between us like a barrier. I love you, she said desperately. I know I messed up, but I do love you. I made a terrible mistake, and I want to fix it. Please let me fix it. I looked at her then, really looked at her, and saw a stranger. The woman I loved wouldn't have done this. The woman I loved wouldn't have looked me in the eye every single day while carrying the secret. The woman I loved wouldn't have let me make plans for our future while she was building a different one with someone else. You don't get to love me and betray me. I said, you have to pick one. And you already made your choice. Multiple times. I walked to the door and opened it, the cool night air rushing in. I'll pack some things tomorrow when you're at work. I continued. We can figure out the logistics later. But right now I need you to leave. She gathered her purse with shaking hands, mascara running down her face. At the doorway, she paused. For what it's worth, I really am sorry. You deserve so much better than this. Yeah, I agreed. I did. After she left, I closed the door and stood there in the empty apartment. Our apartment, except it wasn't ours anymore. Nothing was ours anymore. I didn't cry. Not then. I just stood there, feeling the weight of the future I'd imagined crumbling into dust, and wondering how I was supposed to start over when I'd already given everything to someone who threw it away. If you've ever experienced betrayal, drop a comment below. And subscribe for more real stories about relationships, heartbreak, and finding the strength to walk away. Because sometimes the hardest decision is the right one. Until next time, remember, you deserve someone who chooses you every single day without hesitation.